Yo, what's up? My name's Petrowski, and today I'm going to be playing Braindead Red, starting in Gold Elo in Standard on Magic the Gathering Arena until I get 3 losses. This video will not end until I lose 3 times. I'm running 4 Boltwaves, 2 Burst Lightnings, 4 Heartfire Heroes, 2 Hired Claws, 4 Swiftspears, 4 Monstrous Rages, 4 Shocks, 2 Turn Inside Outs, 4 Emberheart Challengers, 4 Lightning Strikes, 4 Manifold Mice, and then 2 Screaming Nemesises with 3 Rockface Villages as kind of an extra little spicy red land. Not really spicy, but just something that isn't a basic mountain. We rock into it, we queue up, we keep it going, boys. Let's see how high of an elo we can get to, starting from, I think, Gold 2, Gold 1. Pretty low elo at the moment. And let's go until 3 losses. Game 1 has a banger 7, 2 lands, one of which can only be used on creatures, 2 Boltwaves, and handle probably go Boltwave turn 1 into turn 2 creature here pretty simply. We are against otters, so they are going to have some chump blockers here to watch out for, but we don't care. We're going to hit them straight in the face. They confront me with a 2-mana 2/3, so I go Mountain into Manifold Mouse to set up a little bit for the time being. He then reanimates a weird detective and draws a few cards. It's looking like a rough start with that early helping hand, allowing my opponent to get off to a pretty strong board state early game, especially on the play. And then following it up with another otter. Is this already going to be a loss? Our opponent has the craziest start known to man. Was this challenge a wash? Are we going to start 0-1? But I am refusing to give up quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and throw out the Emberheart Challenger. Go ahead and head over to combat here, giving the Challenger or the Manifold Mouse double strike. Which one do we want to do here? I think the Challenger to guaranteed get that proc off the top of our library. Go ahead and give him access to double strike. Go ahead and head into combat here, swing out. We have access to turn inside out. Will he go for the chump block? No, he will not, which allows me to go ahead and go for a turn inside out here, getting 5, 6 double strike damage here, hitting my opponent down to 2 life. If we can just stay alive until the next turn, we have the win in our hands. And bro might take the loss here because he was not willing to sacrifice one of his otters. He does have 4 mana up, which could mean some sort of counter spell of sorts. I think the best way to play this is go ahead and try to play an Emberheart Challenger here first, see what my opponent interacts with, see if they have a counterspell, and now go for the Boltwave. Hopefully we have enough combination of damage here to go ahead and take him out. This probably should be GG's. He has some damage to kill one of my Emberhearts, but that is game 1 in the books. 1-0, baby. 0 brain required. We ignored our opponent's actions. We totally didn't even care what he was doing. We just double striked him to the face. I'm going to be keeping my record in the top left-hand corner of the screen, and then also keeping this hand because it's a nice 7 with a 1-drop creature on 1, a 2-drop creature on 2 that allows me to then give this thing double strike, give it a counter, buff it up, get some extra damage, and plus tons of burn spells and pump spells. Our opponent is on Gruul. Mr. Antonio here, what's he got to show me? He's got a battle to show me. This guy is trying to be creative. He's trying to be interesting. Unfortunately, this is Magic the Gathering Arena. Magic the Gathering for Zoomers with no brain or IQ needed. Let's just go ahead and smash this guy in the face. Teach him a lesson that this is not a game about fun. This is a game about ruthless rank grinding. Our good old friend Fear of Missing Out is back for Antonio. Now, we get to play one of our mice here, go into combat. I already hit my land drop, so I think I actually am going to target the Heartfire Hero on the double strike trigger, get the extra counter on that, get guaranteed damage, give this bad boy some double strike, go ahead and head over into attacks. Pretty much no matter what he does here, I can do something disgusting. I can go ahead and go for inside out and just get disgusting damage with my Heartfire Hero over here against his face. I think it's worth doing. 12 damage. See you later, mate. Do I care about trading with your other creature? Nope, I don't care at all. Not going to worry about it. Oh, also, I didn't even think about it. I didn't use my brow. I was using my brain, of course. The prowess actually kept him alive, of course. I definitely calculated that inside of my brain and didn't just click the closest buttons to his face possible. 2-0, baby. Game number 3, we have a little bit wonkier of a hand here. We only have Manifold Mouse, which is not that fast. We arguably could keep this, but we also could do better. I am on the play. I think since I'm on the play, I'm going to go ahead and take a mulligan down to a faster hand. We get a much faster, much better hand. I'm going to go ahead and put back probably the Heartfire Hero here. Since I have the 2 mana, I have a good, big pump, big damage. Monstrous Rage, go, burr. My opponent goes planes into pass. I'm going to go ahead and play this. He probably has some sort of kill spell here. I'm still going to go ahead and play my Manifold Mouse here first. See if he can kill or interact with me in response. Nope. I'm going to go ahead and put a counter on this and then also give it double strike to hit my opponent for 4 damage on turn 2. He has no interaction, unfortunately. So he's probably going to lose this game now. Does he go for the dip? Yes, he does. The dip lost here at sorcery speed on turn 2. It's okay because we are absolutely cooking. I draw the perfect mountain, exactly what I needed. Now I can go Ember Mount here into Divot, double strike, into Monstrous Rage, and to absolutely send Robert back to his 9-to-5 job where he will not have a good time because he wanted to try to have fun today and play some Magic the Gathering Arena. Little did he know this game is not about fun. Cook him up, Emberheart Challenger. There you go, boys. Send him back to the Shadow Realm. Put him down to 1 HP. Why don't you? On turn 3 in Standard, by the way. He destroyed all my tapped creatures. What a great way to restabilize. Just kidding. I will see you later. What a balanced, interactive, and fun Magic the Gathering experience. 3-0, baby. Game 4, we're against a collector. Surely this will be our demise. A few more lands that I would like, but honestly, a okay turn 1. I like the amount of burn here, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep it, even though it's kind of not Omega ideal. The question is, do I want to go Swiftspear here or Heartfire on 1? I think I want to go the Heartfire since I can play the Swiftspear on 2, get prowess triggers, and then go ahead and go with haste and go ahead and go Boltwave. So I can go Swiftspear into Boltwave on 2, depending on what I draw here. Opponent plays a Surveil land on turn 1. You didn't have interaction on turn 1. What are you doing? You now lose the game. Nice try. Thanks for playing. About to hit you for a ton of damage here. Boltwave, 3, 5, 6 damage to the face. See you later, mate. I am drawing a little too much burn. I need a little more creatures here to actually have a better chance of winning. He's going to spend his entire turn exiling a creature. I'm going to go into my next turn here. I can just go ahead and smash him in the face. Why not? Do this. Get prowess trigger. Do I want to save this or save it for the kicker? We're kind of far away from 5 mana. You know what? I don't want to have to use my brain. I'm going to go ahead and just go for this. Go for this. Why not? Not thinking. Just playing cards. Play all the cards I have. Use the mana I have. Hit face. Swing out. Yup. And my opponent is at 7 life playing white cards. It's possible he has some sort of life game. If I just draw my Screaming Nemesis, that would be bad for him. Instead, he just spends this turn ramping. What was he doing? Now he loses the game. GG's, man. Nice try, Kernikin. But not enough. 4-0, baby. And we're up to platinum, using our brain very intensely. Very difficult stuff. What a climb it was. All right, we're getting up there in ranks. Game 5. Surely we're going to take a loss here pretty soon. As we climb up there, the better players should be able to delete and beat us with this beginner-friendly, no thought process deck. I've been playing a Braindead deck so long at this point that I'm starting to trip over my own words. I'm going to play the mouse on 1. Forgetting how to speak is one of the downsides of playing Braindead Red. That's something you should consider when queuing up for Magic the Gathering. My opponent dares to draw cards on turn 1 instead of playing anything defensive. Turn 2 is going to go a little something like this, where we go ahead and play our Swiftspear, go ahead and play our Boltwave, do as much damage as possible, hit face, and we have tons of burn sitting in our hand here to go ahead and keep pushing our opponent. We draw a nice mountain here, which honestly is kind of relevant. We do want to play the Boltwave main phase 1. See, that's the thinking you have to do in a matchup like this. I actually had to figure out to play my sorcery not at instant speed. Genius play. Just really, really good decision. We go into attacks here, see what my opponent wants to do, see what they can do, see if they have a counterspell. They might just be a little cooked here. It might be worth to go ahead and activate something like this. Just kidding, I don't have it's activated sorcery. I actually did make a little bit of a misplay. Ignore that, though. Instead, I'm just going to go for a lightning strike to the face because who cares about a misplay? Who cares about thinking? All I care about is damage, baby. Oh my goodness, he counterspells me. That's going to be it, boys. Who cares? I skip the prowess proc. We draw a Screaming Nemesis on 3. My opponent obviously is looking for some sort of counterspell action here. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and do something that he actually can't counter. So he can't interact with that. Isn't that fun? So we're going to, number 1, get a counter on this and then also raise its power a little bit here. Go ahead and go for attacks. See what my opponent can do in response, if he can do anything. He's really just staring down his death. We do want to go ahead and go for the shock here. Even if he does counter spell it, we're still on the prowess proc, and that's totally worth to do. Let's see what my opponent can respond with. He is unfortunately mono blue. He does counterspell it, but will it be enough? We go ahead and do 5 damage to the dome with a creature. If it dies, it'll do 2 damage to him. My opponent is at 2 life. I have a 3/3 hasty that prevents him from gaining life. Whenever it takes damage, he takes damage. I don't know how he gets out of this one. He'd have to play blocker into that doesn't die, doesn't kill the mouse into counterspell on this. My opponent just does not have enough. He made a mistake by queuing up not mono red today on MTG Arena. What was he thinking? A creative deck with Tolarian Terror, a popper staple? What was my opponent doing? 5-0, baby. Now for game number 6, I'm almost hoping I take a loss at this point so this video doesn't become a ridiculous waste of my Sunday. But I'm going to mulligan this hand because it's a little awkward. Only one creature with mostly pump spells. This is a better hand. No mouse to follow up the Manifold Mouse, but that also can be okay. I almost want to go ahead and just pitch the mouse, but I like the double strike so much. I think it's better to go ahead and just pitch one of the Swiftspears. I'm going to go Village turn 1, just kidding, Mountain turn 1, into Swiftspear, into swing at my opponent for 1. Is he saving up a shock here for the mirror match? Did he think a little bit? You're playing mono red. Why are you thinking, dude? What are you doing? Shake my head. Honestly, I can respect that. Oh my goodness, he's drool. Who would have seen this coming? What are you doing, dude? I'm going to go ahead and play mouse here into pass turn, and then next turn I can go ahead and play the Emberheart Challenger. Target it, give it a double strike. I think it was a misplay. I actually think I should have played this turn, but that's okay. Who cares about misplays in this sort of metagame? We're gonna go ahead. He doesn't attack. He just goes ahead and lets it come through. Okay, sure. I don't know why that happened, but it did. And now I can actually do something kind of silly-willy here. I can go ahead and go to attacks, go ahead and give this thing double strike, and look to go off for an attack and see what my opponent does in response. I can then Monstrous Rage, have first strike, and be able to obliterate this thing. And even if he, like, kills me with the damage, it's kind of fine. I kind of don't care. Sure, go ahead and kill the damage. Who cares, bro? Grow up. All right, there we go. I pass over to his turn. He's got 4 cards in hand. I have 4 cards in hand. I have 1 creature, 3 burn spells. He's got 4 lands. He's running out of gas. But he does have his Innkeeper's Talent, so the longer the game goes, it does become a little more awkward for me in that regard. Is this finally going to be the matchup where I take a loss? We do draw a nice mountain there, which was actually pretty needed. I'm going to go ahead and play my mouse number 2 here. Go ahead and head into attacks. Maybe put up a shock on one of the mice here. I think it's worth it. I'm going to go ahead and shock here. Kill one of the mice, getting rid of his creatures so it makes it harder for him to get value off of his Innkeeper's Talent. He draws another land. My man is flooding. He is not playing enough gas. He does get a Manifold Mouse, which he can now activate the village on. Man, he actually kind of does have the perfect curve out. This could be problematic for me. This could be my first loss, and I'd have to take it respectfully. I mean, otherwise, this is just ridiculous. Good double strike, good damage, well played from my opponent. Using his brain a little bit too much for my liking, but that's okay. Now, my land-based situation is a little awkward here. I kind of really do want to go ahead and actually trigger this to get another card off the top of my library. Gonna be another mouse, which is honestly kind of nice here. I probably use it to go ahead and play it. Use the village. We'll go ahead and activate, play like this. Probably go ahead and go into attacks here. I can't kill one of these with shock now because it is... They do have ward 1. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and go here, get prowess, Boltwave, do damage, go ahead and go for attacks. He has the double strike, which is harder for me to deal with. He is kind of at advantage here. But unless he can give double strike and trample, that I can go ahead and use this to just chump block here. He's going to proc on this again, giving a little bit of a boost. If he gives this double strike, I have to block it. If he gives it trample, we'll see where the wind takes us. He's thinking about it. It's honestly a tough thing. He does give it trample. If he's going to do the trample play, I'd go ahead and just do no blocks and take the damage. That's okay. There's no real benefit or reason for me to go ahead and interact with that there. We draw a land. We immediately play. We're in a weird situation. Our opponent can do a fair bit of damage to us next turn. How are we able to kill him here? Are we able to kill him here? I kind of don't think so. Do we just go ahead and use this, activate this, give us another card? We already drew our land, so hopefully no more lands. That's honestly totally beautiful. We can go ahead and play this, activate on this, but then what does that do for us? Puts us in not the best situation. Or we could try to bait him into a block here. We could go Embermount Challenger into attacks. I think I might be dead here no matter what, boys. I'm going to be honest. This might be our first loss. I think the only way I win this is go Embermount attack. But he just won't block at that point. We might be cooked, fellas. We might be cooked. He gives this trample. It'll get... I think we're just dead. I'm going to be so honest. I think we're just dead. Because we are probably dead, I'm going to go ahead and go all out, see if we can bait him into an Embermount block here, and then go for a shock. Yes, we actually do get the bait. So now we can actually target this, go for a block, and then pay for the ward with our village. Beautiful, beautiful. That should be enough, I believe. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Get that guy cleared out of the way. It's not great for us. He still probably has the win, but it's something. And my opponent does take the win now. Shake my head. Unbelievable. You're telling me another aggro deck that slightly gets bigger and outlasts the faster mono red deck should actually beat that in the matchup? Unbelievable. 5-1. Game number 7, we have a ton of burn, but very few resilient threats. Part of me still wants to keep this, though, but it's kind of greedy. I think I'd rather go ahead and just mulligan here. You want to have the threats to start and then draw into the burn. I'm going to go ahead and keep this, put back the Nemesis, maybe put back the Shock. Ooh, this is kind of an awkward one, TBH. I'm going to put back do. I'm going to put back the Shock. I don't see us having time for it right now with this sort of board state. We're going to play the Claw on 1. Oh, no. Our opponent counters us. That's honestly pretty flippin' bad. Let's see. Can we actually beat an opponent through a turn 1 Authority of Councils? It probably should be impossible. That makes our haste creatures even come in tapped and gain him a life. I can still do 1 damage here, thankfully, but this is going to be an uphill battle. I need to get my Screaming Nemesis out there ASAP. I need to draw a land next turn for sure. My opponent does not have access to blue mana, though. He's playing blue-white, but is on mono-white colors. Okay, we don't draw the land, so we go ahead and play this. He should not have any access to counter spells. He has no access to blue mana. We head into combat and get the trigger on the Emberheart. If I can get a mountain flip off the Ember, he's going to stop us before entering combat. Well played from my opponent, to be totally honest. Let's see if we can, as a Braindead player, beat the Brain On player. Dude is playing a Surveil land on turn 3 tapped, but it does give him access to blue mana now, which is very, 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 very relevant. I believe I go Swiftspear into probably a Boltwave. Looks like he has no interaction there. Actually, instead of Boltwave, it simply has no interaction. I'm going to go ahead and target the Manifold Mouse here. Get a nice proc. We see a Boltwave coming up. Give this thing double strike. Get some extra damage and do a ton of damage here. Bash my opponent up as much as possible, even through the councils. Up the beanstalk comes out. My opponent only has 1 mana here. I don't know how much interaction he'll have now with that. I am going to go ahead and activate the map, though, again here on the mouse. Give it double strike. Is he playing any 1 mana removal here? I probably do have to go and throw this to the graveyard, though. I want to be able to have access to a mountain here as soon as possible. Go for a Boltwave. Go ahead and hit my opponent. Give this thing double strike. Our opponent had the perfect turn 1 play, but it does not matter. We outpower him thanks to raw brain damage. 6-1, baby. Game 8, we have a 1-lander that I just can't keep, so we're going to hit it with a mulligan. Kind of an awkward hand, but honestly, I am down to keep it. I'm going to throw back a mountain. I can go mouse number 1 on turn 1, and then mouse number 3 on turn 2. Is this another otter? Go ahead and show me your 1-1. Oh, he's going to torch me down a little bit. That's okay. Understandable. Have a nice day. Now I can either go Heartfire into a few things. I think I go mouse number 1 into human number 1 into do a little bit of damage. I do only have 2 cards in hand now, which is super not ideal. What the fuck is this thing? Oh, it does damage and then later on create some golems. That's a little strange. Okay, sure though. I'm going to go ahead and go for Swiftspear into Monstrous Rage here. Make this human get mauled by a bear to make him angry. Give him some claws. Do some damage. There we go. 7 to the dome. This should be a crucial turn for my opponent. Do I even care what he's doing? Nope. Doesn't kill me. Doesn't kill my creatures. Doesn't interact. Literally don't care. Nice vintage card over there, bro. We draw another Monstrous Rage. I think I just go ahead and abuse that and go ahead and go for the Monstrous Rage here while he's tapped out on the other Swiftspear. We are literally beating someone playing vintage tier cards. That's how that works, true and real. He needs some sort of board wipe now or something to super interact. He's got some creatures. He's going to stop me. Do I just draw a Boltwave, though, and totally outskill my opponent? Kind of, basically, almost the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and go into combat here unbelievably bravely. My opponent should be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why is he trolling? Is he going to go for something here? Remove a net counter from... I don't even know what this does, nor do I care. Do I still go into attacks here? That becomes the question. It might be time to hold back a little bit and use our brain a tiny little baby amount. I'm going to do no attacks into the Manifold Mouse here. Give us a weird little setup for next turn. I could read these two cards and see what they actually do, but I don't really want to give my opponent that level of respect. I just want to swing randomly. He's doing a lot of damage here. He'd have to get one of these up to a 17-17, though, to be able to actually kill me. I have chump blockers here. He's got blockers here. 16 plus 3. That's going to be 19 points of damage. If he has a shock or any sort of... Actually, you know what it is? If I do no blocks, I'm using my brain a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm actually not following the challenge. I have to block here. I 1000% have to block here. The problem is with what creature do I think I gotta put the Swiftspear here and hope to draw something. The reason I have to block here is because if he actually sacrifices this to make a golem, it puts him at 20 points of damage. It would have killed me on the spot. So he actually had lethal on board if I do no blocks, if I use my brain a little bit. I think that makes me dead right here. I think I lose the game right about now. But we're going to see if we can trick our opponent. I don't think we can trick him, boys. I think this one might be over. This might be our second loss. Our opponent's throwing up the GGs. I'll give him the GGs back. Our opponent actually used our brain, and we showed him that we could use our brain a little bit as well. It's not quite enough damage. If we just drew a different burn spell, we probably would have had it. Does he have the counter spell as well to flex on me? Show me the counter spell. Flex on me. Show me that you're a powerful, talented magician. Nice try. If I just drew a different burn spell, we would have had him, even though we didn't use a single brain cell. Does make us 6-2, though. Game number 9. Opponent goes first. We are going to keep this 7, though. We've got 2 mice. That's all the mice you need in this sort of metagame. I'm going to go ahead and go Swiftspear on 1, attack in for 1. My opponent is whipping out the Black Cleave Cliffs. He's got 2 cliffs over there. I'm going to go ahead and play a mountain and probably just go for the Challenger here. I could also go double Swiftspear into Rage Access, which would actually allow me to dodge any sort of like most red kill spells. I'm going to go ahead and try to go that. He obviously has some sort of interaction here. The question is, what is the interaction? Show me the interaction. He's trying to wait for me. It's probably a black kill spell, if that's what's happening here. So if it's a black kill spell, it's actually better for me to go ahead and just go for a shock. If it's a shock of his own or something like that, it's a little unfortunate, but it's better for me to save the rage. Maybe I'm overthinking. I'm using my brain. What am I doing? I'm thinking. But I at least thought a little bit correctly. But that could have been the greatest mistake of all. I accidentally used my brain while playing a Braindead deck. My opponent takes out my other creature with a nice little efficient Torch the Tower. I only have 2 mana here. I have to go for my mouse. Let's see if he has interaction. It seems like no, because MTG Arena lets you know if your opponent can actually interact with anything or not. He plays Infamous Gruul Crawl on 3. Bro has got his own, I was going to say mouse, upgraded mouse over there. What I probably do here is I go ahead and I Monstrous Rage my Emberheart at sorcery speed, try to flip a mountain. I do not flip the mountain because I'm not good at the game, but that's okay. Now we do just go ahead and go for this Boltwave and go for attacks. Was really hoping to flip a mountain there because that would allow me to lightning strike his Gruul Crawl so no like shenanigans happen. But we're still hitting our opponent down to 6 life and we've barely used a brain. 4 mana on the battlefield for my opponent. Swamp Access. Fear of missing out comes down. Discard your final card, Yugi. This seems like a very cool deck. He's playing 4 Gruul Claw, which lets me know he's playing some sort of Gruul Claw combo of some kind. Now here, I think I just go ahead and play the extra Emberheart Challenger and go into Boltwave immediately. My opponent does have some form of interaction, but it probably won't be enough. He's probably dead here very, very soon regardless next turn, and he decides to pack it in. He sees the writing on the wall. 7-2, baby. Man, what happened to the game that I once loved? On to game number 10. This one's truly going to be insane with a pretty decent opener. We got turn 1 Lizard into turn 2 Mouse. Everybody knows that's unbeatable. Unless we draw another mountain and start giving me the option to flood out. That could be the one way we lose this game. Our opponent is on some Abzan shenanigans. Little does he know I am also on some shenanigans. I'm going to play a mouse. He's got interaction. He's got a kill spell. Which one does he target? Which one does he take? We go for attacks. We get 1 damage off. He goes for the mouse. See you later, mate. That's okay. We still get 2 damage in. Opponent plays a tapland and passes the turn. I'm actually going to go ahead and go for the Rockface here and just give this guy a little bit of a boost. Let's see if he just interacts with it here, actually. Go for attacks. I'm going to go ahead and let damage go through and see if my opponent wants to interact. It is destroy. I can go ahead and turn inside out, which lets me manifest. I think this is unfortunately kind of required here. I'm going to get some maps. I don't get any attack damage off here, unfortunately, from the +3/+0, but it's going to let me get another creature, which I oh so desperately need. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Monastery Swiftspear, which I can turn into itself later on, but now I have a creature for these maps and some nice pump spells for some Monastery Swiftspear prowess if that comes up. Bro is naming Wizard, okay. And go ahead and just suspends, or sorry, M-pens, my mistake, one of these big old fellas. I'm going to play another mountain here. This is where things get a little tricky. I think I go ahead and flip my creature sorcery speed, which is kind of awkward here, but then it allows me to get some counters on it with the map. There we go. I don't even know if I needed to do that. The mouse on top. Do I want the mouse? I think I want any creature, honestly, right now, if I'm being honest with myself. Any creature is ideal here. Plus, I can proc the mouse to get things. Do I want to go ahead and go into attacks here? What do I want to do? Do I want to proc the map again and make my Swiftspear a little bigger? Do I want to save the map? What's the play here? I think I save the map for a little bit. I think I go into attacks. The next question is, do I need to shock these things? I'm going to go ahead and let him try to block, see what happens, see what he wants to do. Is he going to double block here? He's going to double block. This is going to allow me to double... I can't double shock his face. Oh, no. I can shock one of these. That takes a shock. I can lightning strike. This actually puts me in a little bit of a wonky situation, I'll be honest. I think I just do shock one of these. The fact that this is the mana, I should have used it to kill one of the things. A little bit of a misplay, but you know what? That's okay. Misplays are actually not a big deal because we don't want to be using our brain. That's really, really, really important here. I'd rather misplay than use my brain any day. My opponent spends some mana to exile that. I am totally okay with that. That's also an instant speed spell. Using it at sorcery. I'm going to go ahead and play the Emberheart Mouse. He has no interaction. We play the Mountain. I'm going to go ahead and go for the doo-dee-doo. Yup. This proc here. Get a little nice juicy card off the top. Do I want to go ahead and play that now? We get a Mountain draw as well. Why the hell not? I think we keep this till next turn, right? Till the end of turn, we'll play that card. Only until the end of card. Okay, so we do want to go ahead and play this, actually. To my opponent's face. Get a little bit extra. Attack in, do some damage. Opponent only at 13 on turn 20 at this point. This might be our next loss. And he's got sustainability with a beautiful art on the elk. I'm thinking this might be a 7-3 video, but then I go ahead and draw the Manifold Mouse, which is really, really nice here. What can I do with this? Do I want to pay the extra mana? I think I do. I'm going to go ahead and create 2 of these. It's going to leave me with 2 mana left. I should actually... Ooh, how do I play this? It's actually a little awkward. I probably have to use my brain, but I don't want to use my brain. It defeats the purpose of this. I don't think I'm activating that this turn. I think I go ahead and do this. I want to have the rest of my mana available. That might have been a silly willy play, though. Go ahead and give this bad boy... Both of this bad boy, some double strike and some trample. Hired Claw comes out, double strike, trample, give them both to him. Go into the attacks. He can now block. I can shock it, which will allow me to kill it and trample over damage, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to shock, get prowess, first strike, kill this, and then play Lizard following up. That's ridiculous. How is that how this works out? That's so silly. Just don't have a board wipe, and I'm pretty much good. Don't play Split Up. Actually, Split Up is fine. Day of Judgment, bro. Cooked me up. Okay, fair enough. My mistake. I think that's probably the loss for me, boys. I do have double Lightning Strike. I could throw him at his creature and kill it so he can't make more insects. But I think this is gonna be it, fellas. The correct play might be to kill this guy, but... I just wouldn't feel right personally if I actually used my brain and did that play. This is a video all about not using your brain. So I'm going to let my opponent go ahead and smash face, make some 2-1s, and then probably hit him with a lightning strike here. See what he's got in response, and then go ahead and save the other lightning strike, possibly for some prowess shenanigans, and then draw another land. And I'm just hanging out at this point until my own demise. Opponent attacks, make some more insects. The writing is on the wall, but this time for me, I go to my turn, I draw a mountain, I lightning strike my opponent to the face to show him the respect. I hit him with the GGs, and I go ahead and concede, and that leaves us with a 7-3 record. Not the most broken record in the world by any means, but it took 0 skill, 0 brain cells, and I'm able to rush through games and either win or lose faster than any other deck in the format. Is it broken? Is it busted? I don't know, man. Probably not even. But is it fun? Absolutely not. To be fair, playing with a dumb little voice kind of made it more fun than it normally would have been. So, thanks for watching.